ended, but some die-hard fans are already planning for the Summer Games in Los Angeles, California. We follow the story of Vivian Robinson, an Olympic super program led by a local who missed their opportunity industry and in promoting those stories plus for the time in over 20 years, two American semi-finals appeared in both the men's and women's tournaments at the Let's get on with the show. This year's 25th edition of the Woodstock Music Festival in Miribel, France was an unforgettable 4-day celebration of rap and electro music. The festival was headlined by some of the biggest names in French-speaking rap, including Senegalese-born rapper Cyprien Noir, known for his rise from the underground scene in 2008 to becoming the first French rapper to represent luxury brand Yves Saint Laurent. African children born in the diaspora often face challenges in traditions. The creators of the popular YouTube series Kunda and Friends are addressing this by producing engaging children's content designed to help Africans abroad reconnect with their heritage. Louisa Kiwana Olufai tells me that the series offers stories and lessons about African culture, providing much-needed representation. Check it out.
We're going to talk about the beautiful continent of Africa and all of the countries that make up our lovely home.
So Kunda and Friends is a project that we created at Kunda Kids. It was a company my husband and I, is also my co-founder, created. So as new parents, world.
Calls one JTC Alisama Agnamba.
We first got here 20-something years ago, and at that time, Francis' dad obviously works here, and Francis automatically started playing tennis here as a young kid, and he fell in love with the sport since then.
Tiafoe has come a long way, and Friday's place at the US Open semifinals was his second in New York and at Grand Slam tournaments. He's only the fourth American tennis player since 2000 who has managed to do that, after Andre Agassi, Pete Sampras, and Andy Roddick. 2 years ago, when Tiafoe defeated Spain's Rafael Nadal, he became the first black man to advance to a US Open semifinal since Arthur Ashe in 1972. Tiafoe did it on the main court, bearing Ashe's name.
It was pretty much like always apparent that he was a huge talent. While I was here, I would hear so many accolades from other coaches that worked with him.
While in women's, sisters Serena and Venus Williams have long set the winning tone, there have been fewer such talented players among African-American men. Even now, despite her fame and being one of the main characters of Netflix's docu-series about tennis players called Breakpoint, Tiafoe, 20th in the world. Don't forget the place where it all began.
He's always here. Whenever he's here, this is the time. He's always coming here, playing with some of our top juniors here, and they just sign an autograph for the young.
Do players say it's amazing to hang out with the famous JTCC alum?
He's like a really good inspiration, like everybody at the academy, because like when he comes, everybody comes to see him train. He's always like very positive. Everybody says hi to everybody.
Everyone knows he has so much fun there, and it's so exciting to watch him play all the time. And he's a great guy in general.
Inspiring the next generation while adding his own legacy, Tiafoe is still pursuing his dreams. For Rafael Sakian and Karina Bafrajan in College Park, Maryland, Anna Rice, VOA News.
New York City is one of the fashion capitals of the world, but the industry made fewer strides in advancing and promoting minorities. In the uptown neighborhood of Harlem, a program is tapping into community talent led by a local who almost missed out on the industry. Tina reports.
When I sit at the sewing machine, or if I'm at the something, I'm in my sanctuary. I've grown to really, really love what I do. You know, I don't like it, I love it.
Reese is a master tailor and sewing instructor in New York City. As a young man growing up in Harlem, it's work he never imagined for himself.
I was in church one Sunday morning and this lady came up to me and she asked me if I wanted to learn how to sew. I was like, no, I don't want to learn how to sew because sewing is for girls.
The offer came at a time when home had become difficult. His father had remarried after his mother's death, and Smith's relationship with him and his stepmother had grown estranged.
I was angry, very, very angry, so much to the point that I had made it up in my mind that I needed both of them to feel the hurt that I was feeling. And this was on a Friday that I came up with this idea that when I left the house Monday morning to go to school, that I was going to commit a very heinous act.
But that Sunday at church, when a congregant saw a different future for Smith, she offered to pay for a local tailoring program.
She said, baby, she said, I looked to your eyes from across the church. She said, and I saw something in your eyes that said if somebody didn't intervene in your life, you was going to make a mistake that was going to cost you your life itself. And she wasn't lying.
Smith studied at the Manhattanville Needle Trade School, opened by Marian Anderson, the first African-American licensed to teach tailoring in New York City.
He was everything that I needed. You know, he was the counselor, he was my father, he was my mentor, he was my friend. And with that relationship, it changed my mindset as to what I was going to do the very next day.
Smith now has his own custom tailoring business in Harlem, a predominantly African neighborhood in New York. He's also teaching the next generation of seamsters at So Harlem, a business incubator for local creatives and entrepreneurs. It's a vital addition to New York's fashion scene, known the world over for its influence, but notably lacking in its diversity. One of the main causes is lack of mentors and sponsorships for minorities, but not in this corner of the city. For Smith, giving back is personal.
I embrace people based on my past, based on how I got to be where I am, because you never know what someone comes into this atmosphere with.
Giving others an opportunity that can make all the difference, much like the one given over 30 years ago. For this accomplished tailor, it's a life dedicated to helping others batting their.
The Paris Olympics have just ended, but some die-hard fans are already planning for the 2028 Summer Games in Los Angeles, California. Diane Robinson is one of them. The self-described Olympic superfan has been following the game's flame all over the world. Angelina Bagdasarian has a story narrated by Anne Rice.
California native Vivian Robinson gets recognized by people visiting her state from all over the world. Jade, visiting from France, is an admirer.
I saw her in TikTok and I saw the video and it's cool, and I saw her, I want to take a picture with her.
She calls herself the Olympics' biggest fan and dresses the part. The Paris Olympics were her 7th games, and she made headlines while visiting.
One that I've been to is Australia, Athens, London, Rio, LA, Atlanta, and France. 7 Olympics. Every second, the people on the street would stop me and say, I see you on Instagram, I saw you on TikTok, I saw you on the news. It was just unbelievable.
Robinson lives in Los Angeles and has been in love with the Olympics since 1984.
In 1984, my mom was a volunteer at the LA Olympics in '84. She used to take the press to meet the athletes and translate in French and bring me home pins.
Robinson says she's ecstatic the next Summer Olympics are going to be in her home city of Los Angeles. It's less expensive for her, and the weather is pretty much guaranteed to be sunny.
Thank you for watching VOA's Red Carpet. I'm Jackson Vunga. For more entertainment news, remember to check us out at voaafrica.com. We are also on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube. Don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe. Until next time, goodbye everyone.
On healthy living, the World Health Organization warns of an ongoing global outbreak of cholera. Aid relief agencies intensify efforts to contain the cholera outbreak in Sudan. And is boiling water always safe to drink? We'll have the answer in True or False. Us Bill Gates speaks out on the global malnutrition crisis in an exclusive interview with VOA. We'll have more in this edition of Healthy Living.